Alright, so we were given this function 7x plus 1, and we're asked to find the slope of the tangent line. Well, again, the slope of the tangent line, I'm going to tell you it's 7, right? The slope is always 7 for this function. But if we're going to use the limit definition, we need to use the formula. So the limit definition, and so as h goes to 0, we have f of x plus h minus f of x all over h. So again, if I have h as a 0 on the bottom, then that's bad. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug stuff in, and we're going to see if we can eliminate that h. So I need to find this f of x plus h first. So when I do this first, I get 7 times x plus h plus 1. So that one's not bad. So then I need to put it in this formula, and we'll actually find the difference quotient is what it's called. So I'm going to do my f of x plus h minus my f of x, which is just 7x plus 1, and all over h. Now I do want you to notice that you need to put parentheses around your function there, so we subtract everything. So 7x minus 7x and 1 minus 1, those cancel out. So I'm left with 7h over h, which just gives me 7. And so if I'm looking at, so this is 7, and so if we take the limit as h goes to 0 of 7, well, the limit of a constant is just a constant. So there's our slope of 7. Then we also had number 4, which had a function. It was called g of s. I'm going to write down g of x because I prefer x's. And this is one that says use the limit definition to find the derivative of a function. So it's still the same process. We're still going to do the limit as h goes to 0 of g of x plus h minus g of x all over h. So we have to find that g of x plus h first. And so when you do that, instead of writing x, you write x plus h. So it's just a substitution step, and there's nothing to do there. And so then we're going to do that difference quotient with just that part without the limit. So I have 7 over x plus h minus 4 minus 7 over x minus 4 all over h. So this one, it doesn't cancel out like it did on the last problem. So what we're going to do is we're going to find a common denominator in our numerator. So that means I'm going to have to multiply this fraction by an x minus 4, and I'm going to multiply this fraction by a x plus h minus 4. So I'm going to have a 7 times x minus 4 minus 7 times x plus h minus 4. Sorry, I'm running out of room. And this will be over that new denominator, x plus h minus 4 and x minus 4. Again, this is all over h. So if I distribute, I get 7x minus 28 minus 7x minus 7h plus 28, which is good because some of those terms are going to cancel out, over x plus h minus 4 times x minus 4 all over h. So I see that my 7x's cancel out, my 28's cancel out. So all I have is up top is negative 7h over x plus h minus 4 and x minus 4, and this is all over h. Well, these h's cancel out. So what I have now is negative 7 over x plus h minus 4 and x minus 4. Now I can add that last step of saying h goes to 0. So now if h goes to 0, I still have my negative 7 up top, but then this first one, if that goes to 0, that h goes to 0, I just have x minus 4. So I have x minus 4 times x minus 4, which is x minus 4 squared. What we have here is my slope generating function. This is my derivative, so I could write g prime of x equals negative 7 over x minus 4 squared. So if I wanted to find what is the slope of my function when x is 1, I would just plug in to my derivative function 1. So I'd get negative 7 over 1 minus 4 is negative 3, so negative 3 squared. So I'd get negative 7/9 as my slope of the tangent line when x equals 1. But I think this question was just asking for our derivative.